just changed overnight.
1 minute, 60-year-old Curtis Dixon was receiving $100,000 for a good deed.
We need more people like Curtis in this world.
A week and a half later, last Monday, witnesses say Dixon was hogtied in his burned-out SUV on Detroit's east side.
I woke up, I'm like, what's going on?
He survived. Sources say there are some inconsistencies in Dixon's story, but he claims he met someone in the area of Mount Elliott in Nevada. From there, he was kidnapped, driven to ATMs to pull out money, then beaten, tied up, and his car set ablaze. Several days into this investigation, the feds picked up the case from Detroit police. The ATF now investigating this as a possible arson, kidnapping, and extortion.
And hopefully they catch whoever did it to him, because we don't want that in our neighborhood.
Last month, Dixon was gifted $100,000 from MD Motivator.
Hanging out with Zionists on a regular basis, and he's walking back his position on Palestine. Well, he's also walking back another one of his positions, and he is now apologizing for calling the NYPD racist in 2020. And this is something that he was also very vocal about. He was very critical of the NYPD, who, by the way, is racist. I mean, it's pretty clear just by the arrests and all of that stuff. I mean, you can argue that that's the whole thing, but this is not something that you should really have to walk back if it's something that you stand on. And he very clearly doesn't stand on anything. None of these people do. They are opportunists. He is an opportunist, and he's going to say and do whatever happens to be politically advantageous in that moment. And this is just another example of that. So Zohran Mamdani, the Democratic nominee for mayor in New York City, said on Thursday that he intended to apologize for comments he made in 2020, calling the New York Police Department, quote, racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety, end quote. NYPD has long had issues of police brutality, of racism, of corruption. I mean, this is not a shining example of institutional purity here. It's not really controversial. He said that the remarks, which he wrote in June 2020 and a social media post in support of the defund the police movement, were made after the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis a month earlier. The comments were made, quote, at the height of frustration, he said in an interview with the New York Times, and were not reflective of his current campaign or, quote, my view of public safety and the fact that police will be critical partners in delivering public safety, end quote. Mr. Mamdani's post from 2020 has been recirculated by his political opponents who have used his previous criticism of the police to portray him as weak on issues of public safety. Mr. Mamdani, a New York State assemblyman, is far ahead of his three rivals, who include Mayor Adams, a former police captain who has consistently placed fourth in recent polling, which makes me giggle. When he was asked if he should apologize to the city's police officers, he paused noticeably before answering. He then went on to explain how his views had changed. After he was asked again if he owed officers an apology, he said yes. Mr. Mamdani's statements on Thursday came amid recent attempts to reach out to the police rank and file, an effort to address one of his biggest political vulnerabilities. His past criticism of the police has fed the skepticism and even hostility expressed by many police officers who are wary of the changes he plans to make to the department. But as Mr. Mamdani, a Democratic socialist, began his long shot bid to become the Democratic nominee for mayor last year, he abandoned some of his most provocative views, and they all do. In recent months, he has sought to downplay others. During the 30-minute interview Thursday, Mr. Mamdani reiterated his plan to keep the department staffed at the budgeted level of 35,000, although the number of uniformed officers stands at 33,740, according to department figures. Other candidates have said they would hire thousands more officers. Mr. Mamdani has vowed to create a Department of Community Safety, which would dispatch mental health workers rather than the police to respond to 911 calls from people in crisis. He contends that it would free up more police officers to tackle violent crimes like shootings and robberies. And that is, to me, is a no-brainer. How many times have we seen where somebody is in mental distress and they call the cops and the cops come and shoot them? I mean, that's happened numerous times. So having cops respond to those types of situations when they're very clearly not equipped to deal with them, they're not trained to deal with them, they're not good at de-escalation in the first place, it's a bad idea. So I don't have an issue with that proposal. Mr. Mamdani also said that he was bracing for President Trump to dispatch the National Guard to New York City, as we just talked about. Quote, I think that it is inevitable that he will seek to deploy the National Guard in New York City. I think it's incumbent upon all of us to be prepared for that, as opposed to treating it as simply a possibility. Until Thursday, Mr. Mamdani had stopped short of an apology for his 2020 remarks, saying only that his past statements were, quote, out of step with his current position. His vow on Thursday to apologize drew mixed responses from police union leaders. Louis Turco, head of the Lieutenants Union, which endorsed Mr. Adams, called Mr. Mamdani's comments, quote, a good step, noting he made them on the anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks. Quote, we all make mistakes. We all get caught up, but that's when you grow up and you say, I was wrong and I apologize, and we move on. The 2020 comments were demeaning and derogatory, said Lieutenant Turco, who has stated that he would not meet with Mr. Mamdani until he had apologized. Quote, you want to say the policies are racist or the policies are transphobic. That's one thing, but not the membership, he said. I'm pleased that he recognized that his words had a negative effect on the men and women of the NYPD, and he's recognizing that, and he wants to apologize for it. Scott Monroe, president of the Detectives Union, was not swayed by Mr. Mamdani's comments, which he characterized as disgusting and pathetic. Quote, he can apologize all he wants because this is an election year. Right now, I don't think he's capable of keeping police officers safe in New York City. Over the summer, 13 law enforcement unions endorsed Mr. Adams through the Police Benevolent Association. The city's largest law enforcement union has yet to endorse any mayoral candidate. Patrick Hendry, president of the union, which supported President Trump during the 2020 campaign, said that Mr. Mamdani's words of support were important, but needed to be backed up with action. Quote, we need elected leaders who not only support cops on the campaign trail, but who will work with us every single day to improve our safety, quality of life, and compensation as we protect New York City. In the interview, Mr. Mamdani said he was worried that President Trump and his allies had already used the killing of Charlie Kirk on Wednesday as an excuse to go after critics and activists on the left, which he absolutely has. That video that he put out is crazy to me, that he lists a bunch of political violence that's taken place over the course of the years, and it's only political violence towards right-wing people, and he doesn't at all mention anything else. And it's a very clearly one-sided, divisive, that's a wild position to take as the president. He's very clearly trying to ramp up the chaos and violence instead of trying to tamper it down, which is interesting. Quote, this is quite a terrifying time in our country, Mr. Mamdani said, adding that leaders should be focusing on their, quote, shared humanity and not the intensification of a hostile atmosphere. Since Mr. Kirk's fatal shooting in Utah, Mr. Mamdani said he has received new threats on his own life. Of course. He said he is frightened for his staff and the people close to him, including the security officials assigned to guard him. During the interview, which took place at the Times, a security official stood sentry looking out across the newsroom. The threats won't change how I campaign, he said. It won't change how I move through the city that I love. So this is par for the course. And this is why I don't deal with electoral politics, because here's what happens. Even if you are legitimate, even if you genuinely go into politics and you run for office and you have the best of intentions and you genuinely want to change things and you want to help people and you want to do all the right things, that's not how the system works. So one of two things will happen. If you happen to somehow sneak past with your idealism and your good intentions and all of that stuff, and you get elected, one of two things will happen. They will either force you to assimilate to the corruption. You have to acquiesce to the corruption, or they will find a way to push you out, a la Dennis Kucinich. They just gerrymandered him out of his own district. His own party gerrymandered him out of his own district. So that's how that works. You cannot vote your way out of this stuff. You cannot count on somebody like Zorhan Mamdani, who's very clearly a political opportunist, who is running for office for his own stuff. He is AOC all over again. And we're going to keep seeing these people pop up. And it's frustrating to me. And on both sides, I hate the sides thing. It's not left and right. But you're going to see it on both sides. And they're going to continue to push these people at you. And a not insignificant portion of the population will fall for it over and over and over again. The new shiny object every election cycle will rope a whole bunch of people in, and they're just going to keep you on the hamster wheel of electoral politics. The system is broken. The entire electoral system is broken, front to back, top to bottom. It is irredeemable. And voting means precisely dick. And I don't know if that could be any clearer than it is right now. And yet we still have people, there's still people who like got burned by Bernie Sanders, got burned by AOC, who are now supporting this jackhole. It's mind blowing to me that I just wonder how many times this happens to a person before your sense of skepticism kicks in. It's a wild thing. And I realize people are desperate and they really want to believe that somebody's coming to save us, but nobody's coming to save us, unfortunately. So there you have it. Zoran Mamdani is walking back yet another one of his positions that he was very strongly running on and talking about and held so dear. And he's going to continue to do that. And he's just going to keep hanging out. Next thing you know, he's going to be calling Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear, and walking through the park with Chuck Schumer, taking pictures for a photo op. And he's just going to be he already is another AOC. So there you go. Zoran Mamdani is not coming to save you guys. I hate to tell you. Okay, I'm done. I think I'm over it. Done. My voice is gone, leaving. So I think Misha's going to pop back in maybe for the final Rumble rants or whatever they're called. Again, thank you guys for letting me come in and host the show. I'm sorry again that I'm not Jimmy. I know it's disappointing. I get mad when Jimmy's not on the show too. So I totally get it. But I'm glad that I could come and host, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much, Misty. And I like your word jackhole. I'm going to start using it.
I have a lot of insults that I like to toss out there. I like a creative.
I'm going to start
insult.
writing them down and then using
good.
them in my own life.
I can send you a list.
Oh, great. Please do.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See you next time, Misty. All right, everyone. Let's finish these up. There's still a lot. I'm so surprised for a Friday. Django, Kurt, please talk to Nerdrotic and crew. They seem to be falling for this left v right war that Twitter bots are pushing after this Kirk killing. Thank you, Django. BC sides. BB said they got the perp before they actually did. That timestamp is 4 p.m. Eastern, 9/11. Did you see that? Him and Trunk tweeted at the same time about CK. Thanks, BC sides. CFCU. Hey, Kerp. First, respect. Seen you 3 times in person. Second, have you considered using Holocaust rather than genocide when speaking about Gaza and the West Bank? If not, why? Unvaccinated guy. Netanyahu keeping Polak jokes relevant. Oh, bad word. Not allowed to say it. Thank you, unvaccinated guy. Fret pound. Netanyahu. Charlie Kirk told me in the last conversation I had with him before he died that his greatest wish is that every Palestinian would be purged from the earth. This is in quotes, Fret pound. Is this something you're being sarcastic? I hope. Thank you. CFCU follow up. Can we not agree that genocide sounds like a cleaning product? Holocaust lands like a 19-year-old Mike Tyson smash to the face. Thank you, CFCU. Unvaccinated guy, Trump is pro-Israeli. He is scared of Netanyahu because of blackmail on Epstein Island. All politicians in D.C. are pedophiles controlled by Mossad. Old Nosy, the Mormon Mafia did this one. Thank you to both of you. Savage, does Trump say horror like that in real life? No. Thank you, Savage. Vantius Prime, our past presidents, Reagan Classic, Nerd Reagan, Cool Cat Reagan, Reagan Jr., Black Reagan, Rich Reagan, Demented Reagan, Rich Reagan's Revenge. Well, that was kind of fun, Vanticus. Brad Gilbert, AutoPen Biden to AI Trump. What an upgrade. Thank you, Brad. Red Z, Kurt, you and Jay should see Marty Stewart and the fabulous at Paramount. I'll give you tickets. I guarantee satisfaction. Thank you, Red Z. Unvaccinated guy. Some of these I screenshotted and they're too small to read. Unvaccinated guy, 3 nuns. Hold on, let me try to make this bigger. Here we go, that's better. The 3 nuns were walking down the street when a flasher ran up on them and flashed them. 1 nun passed out, 2nd nun fainted, and the 3rd nun had a stroke. Thank you, unvaccinated guy. Mark Pugliese. Yay, Misha, I love you. That's so very kind, Mark Pugliese. If you're still here, thank you. Thank you for that one. Josephus, Tragedy and Hope, more like Comedy and Dope by Kate Quigley. Thank you, Josephus. Savage Amen is the other Israeli intel agency military. Unvaccinated guy, Kurt. Okay. Kurt goes to gay bars, does he? Interesting. This one's interesting. Thank you, unvaccinated guy. Savage, by God, you mean the Mossad spared Trump. Vienticus Prime, I'll quote myself again because I've decided to go full asshole. When a man tells you his beliefs, he gives you instruction on how to bend and manipulate his mind to your will. Thank you, Vienticus. Unvaccinated guy, pray for Kerp. Okay. He sat on his skid mark stained undies, and as he drove home, he hit the brakes and slid on his greasy skid mark, which gave him a wedgie. Thank you, unvaccinated guy. Senior Keyed by Richie April. Energy on that guy. Big Richie April. Energy on that guy. All right, these ones need to be zoomed in again. Unvaccinated guy, it's not that Hitler was right. It's that World War I was a family feud and World War II was a power vacuum from Allied forces in Germany who were one and the same. America is same as World War II. Germany now. Russia is right. Savage. That was unvaccinated guy. Thank you, Savage. Access to government itself through party passions. Thus, the policy and the will of the one country are subjected to the policy and will of another. That's George Washington. Could have said APAC. Thank you, Savage. Unvaccinated guy. I think we're almost done. We're almost through them, everybody. Unvaccinated guy. World War I was fought to end royalty and force democracy. With democracy, you can easily blackmail everyone. And with royalty, you only need to blackmail one. Fred Pound, Misty, you're kicking ass. Also, do you know Scott Horton? I wish she was still here to hear that, Fred Pound. And I can actually answer that for you. Yes, she does know Scott Horton. I think she had him on as a guest when she hosted not too long ago, when she guest hosted for the Jimmy Dore show. Joe, love you, Misty. Again, I wish Misty was here to see that one or hear that one. Hopefully she did see it. Albukid, there was already a public health service rapid deployment force from 2005 to ? Under Homeland Security created by Obama. I don't think it exists anymore. It was expensive and it was only for health stuff. Thank you, Albukid, for that information. Cross67 gifted 10 subscriptions to the Jimmy Dore show. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind. Thank you for that generosity. And hopefully it gets us, even a bigger fan base. That'd be awesome. Thank you, Craw. Vienticus Prime. AOC with a wiener. So AOPNS. Thank you, Vienticus Prime. I think that's it. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But yes, see, that just came this one in. Oh, nope. I read that. I think that's it. That's it, everybody. Hey, our next week's schedule may be a bit of a mystery, but I think we'll see you back on Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. This weekend, Rosemont tonight and tomorrow. Chicago is on Sunday, and Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Louisville, Kentucky are next week. So get tickets at jimmydore.com. We will see you next week. Bye.
You didn't get your vaccine, young lady? What is your name?
Judy.
Judy, nice to meet you, Judy. How did you know not to get the vaccine?
I spoke with my sister who...
You spoke with your sister?
Yeah, she worked in laboratory.
What kind of a laboratory? Was it a meth laboratory? Or... And she told you not to take it?
Well, and then I, kind of used common sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the thing that I wasn't using? Yeah. You have to realize you're talking to me, and I got it, okay? So all that hits very hard. I just used my common sense. Didn't you? No. I listened to my fucking doctor. That's what I did. Did you have a job at the time, Judy?
I did not.
No, good for you. Why don't you have a job, Judy?
I care for my 97-year-old father.
Oh, you care for your 97-year-old father. Oh, look at that. Isn't that something? So you're fucking just squeezing him dry, huh? Yeah, nobody else is getting this fucking money when he dies. I mean, first in line! First in line! How's your dad doing tonight? Where's he at? Just fucking, he'll be all right. Fucking, let's go. Let's go out to the comedy club, booze it up a little. He'll be all right. Hey, if he's fucking dead, who cares? I get the money either way. What's that?
He's with my brother.
He's with your brother. That's not a... He's going to get the money. That's all I'm saying.